Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 2nd of April. Starting off with the S&P, which looks as though it's in a rising wedge. It could break down, but so far hasn't done that for the last several months. So we've got the uptrend line there from back in October, currently around 52.20. Above that, we could still hit the top of the wedge, 53.30 by the end of this month. If we do break down, then the favored support area is probably towards the 51.10.20 area, which was mid-March support for this market. Nightmare scenarios that we hit the 50-day line around 50.60 for the first time since the beginning of November, but that is still yet to be decided, and those who say if it did break down that they knew it was going to happen are wrong. Moving on to the Nasdaq, and here you can see that we've got a situation which is, as usual, mirroring what we're seeing at the S&P, maybe slightly better in terms of the near-term price action. Here we've got support here coming towards the 18,100 area. That's also the floor of that rising trend channel from October. If we do break down, 17,800, the 50-day line, and basically mid-March support, the potential destination, not expecting anything worse than that. And on the upside, the initial target there, 18,800. Best case scenario target by the end of next month towards 19,700, which is the top of that rising October trend channel. Moving along to the stocks, and a frequent flyer here, I suppose quite appropriately, is Airship AI, and here we hit the top of that triangle there, which was a rather ambitious target there, and we've since retraced a lot of the fall, a lot of the rise rather we had. There was some support on the way down back in December in the $6 to $7 area, and that's kicked in now. Ideally, the shares will remain above the $6 area and head back for a retest of $13 to $14 by the end of this month. Moving along to another stock of interest, Arrowroot, and here just nothing much to say apart from the fact that we just hit the top of that triangle we were looking for, around $14, and have come back, still looking for $14 plus during the first half of April, maybe a bit more, but at least in the near term, while we're above 12, looking for 14 plus on Arrowroot. Another situation which is a decent one in terms of the charting, what looks as though it's decent, is Cepton. Here you can see that we've managed to clear recent resistance around $2.90 and the 50-day line around $2.70 above the 50-day line, looking for up to $5.80 by the end of next month at the top of a rising trend channel base in place since back in September. The best of the moment in terms of percentage rises is CXApp, and you can see that we had a very ambitious target for this stock, maybe up to $9.40, and maybe by the end of this month it looks as though it might actually get there rather quicker than that, the way things are going. Old resistance there from the end of August or the beginning of September around $5.60, and above that looking for up to $9.40 by the end of this month after a massive and very welcome rise for the shares within that broadening triangle base. Next up, a new stock for us, which is Central Valley. Here you can see a massive gap to the upside last week, and here it looks as though we still can have some momentum enough to get us back up to the top of that rising late September trend channel as high as $23.20 by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay above the old December resistance around 1770 in the meantime. But we'll have to see how that settles down. Ideally, we stay above 19 if we're really lucky, but probably more realistic. There would be a retracement of sorts. Moving along to the next situation, Doma Holdings, and here another one of those basing type situations. We've got that rising trend channel base in place since the end of September, top of that channel heading for $8. We're looking for that by the end of this month, while we remain above recent broken resistance at the $5.70 mark. That was the initial March resistance for the shares. On the front foot as well at the moment is Indonesia Energy, and here another break of the 50-day line within that falling wedge that we've had in place since back in June. Top of that wedge around $3.60, and while we're above the 50-day moving average around $2.40, that's the destination we're looking for by the end of this month. Next up is a situation which we covered before, Iczoom, and here progress within a rising trend channel from April last year. Top of the channel they're heading for $16, and we're looking for that as soon as the end of next month, while we remain above recent broken resistance around the $9.50 level. We've obviously already broken through the 50-day moving average. The next situation is one which hopefully will be of interest to the bulls or potential bulls. We've already looked at metamaterials a few times in the recent past, and here the hope is that the shares will break out of that falling wedge which has been in place since the end of November. The level there around $4.20, above that looking for up to $9.80 by the end of next month. That's a punchy call, but it looks as though this could be a punchy setup given the way that we've had a bear trap rebound from below the February support, and that's so far looking quite good. Moneyhero has been here many times, and it's back again. Here you can see that others, well, in this case, a symmetrical triangle base. The triangle top there, $2.60. Above that, we're looking for $4.70 by the end of next month, giving it a bit extra time. Ideally, it would happen by the end of this month, especially while we're above the 50-day moving average, now rising at $1.66. Next stock is also a repeat, and here you can see that NWTN doing well in terms of consolidating above a rising 50-day moving average, just nudging the top of that falling triangle that we had there near $8.90. End of day close above $8.90, and we're looking for up to $11.50 by the end of this month. So hopefully that will be triggered with the rising 50-day line providing momentum. On to the last two, and first one is Solarmax, and here not much of a chart to go on, but we're assuming that we're in a rising trend channel. The top of the channel at the moment, the guesstimate is that we're heading towards $21, hopefully by the end of next month, especially while we're above the $9.50 area, which was recent broken neckline resistance, the low on the latest session, $9.30. So above that, looking for up to $20 plus by the end of next month. Finishing off with another new name, and here Tempest Therapeutics, rising trend channel there from back in October, breaking through recent resistance around the $5 level. And the longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of a retest of the October spike towards $10 happening by the end of this month. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.